have been around me, the people who have been supportive of me, those who I really turn to in this time, such as yourself, like I'm really grateful for people like you, and the artists that you guys like rise, like the artists that you guys decide to take on, because so many come to your table, but when y'all take on an artist, it's because y'all see the passion in an artist, and that's something that people should not take for granted, because a media outlet does not have to do that. They can keep it pushing, but when they see artists, I saw him work with at least three female artists and really do his thing with them. And like from not hearing about them to hearing about them all the time, like it was great. It was a great experience to watch him work, to watch you guys work, to watch you guys push artists. It's not just the publicists. To watch media outlets take an interest in a lot of times a smaller outlet would not get the look or get the shot on. There's some people who would be like, why should I interview with them? They don't even have good numbers. Well, the reason is because if they take a liking to you, all it takes is that one media outlet that says, we want to push you. We want to be behind you. If they're serious about their brand, you good. It don't matter if they don't have 10,000 followers. If they're serious about their brand, independent artists, they are your best friends.
Oh, that's all right, man. But you giving too many props to everybody else, and we want to talk about you, man. Now, what I also have seen is that non-musical and let's say, entertainment entities are reaching out to you, and you're doing business with. I saw. What is it, CBD company? I saw dessert company. I know I'm missing some. I know that you and Kim, y'all produce commercials together. Like, yeah, man. So how did all of that come about? It's one thing. Like, indie artists are always looking for somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to call that easy, but it's low hanging fruit. Because there's so many people out there claiming they do something. So when someone finds a real one, that person is going to, they're going to be a popular person among independent artists. But like with small businesses and things like that, they usually go the traditional routes, the cable companies, flyers and things like that. So what brought those companies to your front door, so to speak?
It's funny. When I initially started in the PR business, I did think artists, so on and so forth. And a plus-size model who was really big in the game by the name of Christina Mendez reached me and her connected one day, and she really showed me that she believed that I could do more than just the artist stuff, that I can be in a different realm and still be helpful. And she pushed me towards it. And when I went down that path and I started getting into the fashion business as, doing PR, doing management, and it felt good. It felt right. And then I came across Charity Lynette. And she was at the time she was, she had just came to New York to pursue her modeling career and really just take it to the next level. But she had some issues with, clicks, which it happens. And so when we talked about doing things different. One of the things about me is I always think out the box. And I want to say this to everybody who's listening. Do not try the door that is already bombarded. Look for the window. Look for the back door. Look for me personally, I always go directly to the source. If I'm trying to get to Nike, I'm going to find out who the marketing director is, and we're going to have a conversation. If I got to take them to lunch, I'm going to show them my value before I ever ask them for a thing. That's always been my thing. People put their hand out. I don't mind that. But I always show people my value before I ask them for anything. Because at that point, you have already put yourself out there. They understand that you have a value in their life. And so therefore, so be it. And from there, I ended up getting asked to do PR for a full-figured fashion week with Gwen DeVoe, and that blew my mind. Because, to be honest with you, bro, nothing about me said fashion at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't in the industry like that. And so it really, that experience, she also asked me to run the small business workshop during that time, which we sold out. And it was, those experiences told me one thing. If you believe I can do it, I'm going to get it done. Simple and plain. So when you mentioned about the food, and I'm gonna go into that real quick. I took some time off from the PR game to take care of my mom, who was ill at the time, and I just took time off altogether. And I said, I'm gonna chill for a while and just do what I need to do at home. And after things got better, I said, I need to get back in the PR game. What do I want to do? Do I want to do artists? And I said, chefs are really popping right now on TV. I want to take on a client that's a chef. And I just went, and I'll tell you, I just went on Instagram. I hashtagged chefs, and I just made comments on their pages. Like, love your work. If you're ready to take it to that next level, let's talk. And I felt in my heart, the first person that accepts this offer, I'm going to give them my all. And a young lady by the name of Chef Felicia Renee stepped up. She was a home chef at the time, doing her baking, her delicious cheesecake, which is amazing there in Atlanta, by the way. And we clicked, and we started working that brand, and we ended up like doing covers. She ended up in 4 different restaurants, Indonesian restaurants like that out there. So she's look it up, Felicia's Cheesecake in Atlanta. You can 4 locations, check them out. She did the after parties for the Emmy Awards. She was the official dessert for them. So like we grew, you know what I mean? And I knew she went to MasterChef, applied, and like she took the steps. She took each and every step that it took to get to that next level, to build that brand. And when a person believes in themselves enough, it's not easy to invest money, to spend $700-800 a month in PR and not really see your financials grow, but your visibility grow. And a lot of times people don't understand why, and they have to understand that publicists, your role is to get them the visibility, and that sometimes translates to dollars as long as you understand how to put a plan in place to target the audiences that we bring to you, the presence that we bring to you. You have to have a plan in place. It's not going to work otherwise. And that's something that people must understand. Artists must understand. Anyone who is looking to have a publicist, to bring them on, they can be expensive. And again, sometimes it's a small business. You don't understand, how am I growing? But you see your visibility growing. And you're like, well, I'm still spending a lot of money. The key is take time to put together a plan to help the growth that you're getting become dollars. And one of the other things I want to say is when it comes down to stores, a lot of times people have closed stores, clothing brands, things of that nature. They have closed stores and they have their online stores. And they're not seeing the growth on their online stores. Understanding that if you walked into a store and there was no salesperson there and you had to just pick up stuff and, most likely either you're going to get exactly what you came for or you're going to say, I can't find it, and leave. There has to be a salesperson. You still have to sell yourself and your product. As an artist, it's important that you do those lives. It's important that you bring forth groups. I'll give a jewel to artists real quick if you don't know. Join the music groups. Start doing make it or break it, whether it's at your home, in the studio, wherever. Ask other artists to list their links on your live so you can rate their music. You start doing that, you build a following. You bring people to you. You bring a presence to you as you do your lives. Ask people. You slip your music in between everybody else's and ask the people to rate yours as well. You start growing your brand. You start taking it. Then you look at some of the artists that are really doing well on your own chart, and you start seeing if y'all can mesh, do a song together, do a show together. And the connections work as long as you use them right. I don't know. That might have been a lot, bro. I'm sorry.
No, that's what artists, need to hear, man. It's very few people that's willing to share gems without a price, a consultation fee, so to speak, man. So it's great that brothers like yourself are willing to mentor and willing to share things that have made you successful. So hopefully people can apply those things to their careers. As far as
can I ask you a question?
Cool.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
You guys do a lot of amazing stuff with Rise. In your mind, what was it for you that made you say, I want to be vested in it? What about him as an artist, as a person?
All right, no, listen, for Rise, that's a great story, man, because we've been together for a long time. I met Rise probably in the winter of 2003. I was living in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I even know the address, 1213 Pierce Street. And it's crazy, man. And what was crazy, and I hope people listen to this story in regards to being able to rebuild, because maybe let's say, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months before that, I had a label called VSOP. This guy named V. He was Lavoy, they called him V. He was the V, Sky, the S. It was V and Sky Outstanding Production. And it was just crazy how everything came together. We started with one artist. It grew into a phenomenon locally. And, anytime you have a bunch of people together on a compilation, what's the next thing they want to do? Everybody want to drop their solo stuff. So nobody wanted to wait their turn. Everything blew up. So I'm sitting at the crib, trying to figure out what my next move is, and I get a call from one of the producers that worked on the project, and we wasn't even in really good terms. I didn't think, the whole project blew apart, whatever. And I remember getting a call, and he's like, no, I didn't get a call from him. I got a call from Rise's brother, Hanif. And he was like, yo, sorry to disturb you. I heard you do some great things for artists in the city, and I wanted to introduce you to my brother. But before I did, I wanted to see if we can meet face-to-face, and I'll let you hear this record called Dream. So, we chopped it up. We figured out a time. He came by, and he let me hear the record. And I remember, like, the hook was like, I had a dream I was up in the game, and I was doing my thing. And I'm like,